Good evening, students. Today we will discuss the new chapter, General Principles of Metallurgy. So, in this, first we have to know what is the mean by metallurgy. So, metallurgy means generally metals doesn't obtained in the nature as purest form. So, they will obtain in the combined state. So, that combined state of metals is called. They are called minerals. So from that minerals we have to extract the metal in purest form. So that purification or that extraction of metal from their natural substances, so natural minerals is called metallurgy. So that principles involved in that process, that extraction process, are generally known as metallurgy. So let us see, many metals occurs in nature in the combined state, so they occurred in the combined state. So we have to separate, extract them from their minerals, that is called metallurgy. So let us see the definition of metallurgy. It deals with the methods of extracting metal from their minerals and then converting them into useful materials which are useful for the man. So we are converting that metals are we are using in the industries, in various engines, or in many, so like we are using many metals in the industries and in our daily life. So that's why we need that metals, so that's why we are extracting that metals from their natural substances or minerals. So let us see what is mean by ore. So ore is a mineral from which we can extract the metal. So the minerals which are suitable to get the metal is known as ore. So all minerals we cannot extract the metal. So some minerals are useful for the extraction of metal, that are called, that which are suitable for the extraction of metal are called ore. So from which we can separate the metal, extract the metal, that mineral is called ore. So let us see. So this selection of the minerals depends on selection of the minerals as ores, means which mineral is suitable for the extraction of metal is depends on many factors. So the first one is percentage of metal in the ore. So based on their percentage, if a high percentage of metal is there in that ore is more suitable for the extraction because we will get more percentage of metal. And the nature and magnitude of impurities in the mineral. So nature of impurities are magnitude means how much amount of impurities are there in that ore. So that also decides the which mineral is suitable for the extraction. And next, expenditure involved in the process. So from which ore we can economically benefited, means easily we can, by using low cost we can separate the metal. So means that is expenditure involved in the process. And next, the industrial utility of the byproducts in the extraction. So if pollutants are the byproducts, then we won't prefer that ores. The ore which cannot produce any pollutant, we are we will use that type of ores, so which doesn't produce any harmful byproducts. So based on their byproducts we can choose the ore. Next, occurrence of metals as the minerals. Let us see some ores which related to some metals. So for example, for aluminium, we will extract aluminium from the mineral, that is bauxite. So bauxite and also kaolinite. The composition of bauxite is Al2O3 2H2O, and or it also written as AlOX OH 3 minus 2x. So this has given in the NCERT book, but generally we will use this composition. Al2O3 2H2O is the formula of bauxite. And next, kaolinite. This is a mineral which is used for the extraction of aluminium, means it is called aluminium ore. And it is represented as Al2OH taken 4 Si2O5. This is the composition of kaolinite ore, which is used for the extraction of aluminum. And next, iron. So for iron we will use these ores: hematite and magnetite and siderite. So hematite is Fe2O3, magnetite is Fe2O4, and siderite is the carbonate of the iron. So one more thing is also there, that is iron pyrites. So iron pyrites formula is FeS2. So this is also one of the ore which used for the extraction of iron metal. And here generally sulfides are called pyrites. Pyrites means in there that ore sulfur is there in that ore, so that is called pyrites. Iron pyrites, the formula is FeS2. And copper. So for copper, which minerals are used for the extraction of copper? So copper pyrites. Copper pyrites formula is CuFeS2. And malachite, and CuCO3, CuOH taken twice, and cuprate, Cu2O, and copper glans, Cu2S. These are the some examples for the copper ores. And next, zinc ores. Zinc blend, or it is called sphalerite. Zinc sulfide is called zinc blend. And also calamite. Zinc carbonate is called calamite. And zincite. Zinc oxide is called zincite. So these are some zinc ores. So next, how to extract the metal? There are some principles are there. So in that some methods are there. So this is the first one, concentration of ores. In the extraction of metal, that involves many steps. In that steps, the first one is concentrating the ore. So before concentration of ores, we will after mining of the ores from earth crust, so we will make them into small crushed pieces. Then we will do the concentration of ores. Before this one, the process is crushing of the ore. So crushing of ore into some small size pieces, and then we will do the concentrating ore. And this is also called ore dressing. So here, concentrating of ore means we are removing the impurities or unwanted material from the ore. So the metal which we want to extract is called ore, and the unwanted materials are called gangue particles. So gangue particles means impurities. So like sand, clay, and other impurities, unwanted substances are called gangue, and the metal which we want is called ore. So this method means concentrating ore is carried out by based on their differences in the physical properties of the ore and the impurities. So means they will differ in some physical properties, maybe their densities, or there may be solubility, or there may be magnetic properties. So based on that properties, we can separate the ores from their gangue. So means we are using the technique of differences in their physical properties. Based on their physical properties, we will be able to separate them, and then that is called concentrating the ore. So in that so many methods are there. The first one is hydraulic washing. So means we will, so in this process we will use the stream of water. So we will flow a stream of water into the ore, and then so this is based on difference in the gravities of the ore and impurities. Gravities means densities. So the which are lighter, lighter particles will be come with the stream of water, and heavier will remain and will not come into the water. So based on their differences in the gravities, we can separate by using hydraulic washing. So in this, what we will take? So we will take powdered ore. So ore will become by crushing we make the powder, and that powdered ore will washed with the stream of running water. So here that lighter particles are washed away and heavier particles are left behind, means based on their densities. So if impurities are less denser than the metal ore, so then they will come along with this water, and the remaining metal will become left. And so this is the technique, one of the technique used to concentrating the ore. And next, magnetic separation. So by using magnetic property, so means some substances are attracted by magnetic field and some are not attracted by magnetic field. Based on that property, we will separate the metal. So for example, so here the process involves the, here this we will take ore and impurities, means it is normal metal ores. So this metal ore will become finely ground ore. So means we will do some powdered, finely grinded powder we will take, and this finely grinded powder will, so here comes from this entry and it is goes to the this magnetic roller. It is called magnetic roller. So in this the sub in this both ore is there and also impurities are there. So if any of them, maybe ore or maybe impurities, are attracted by the magnetic field, then we will use this method, magnetic separation. So which are attracted by magnetic field, so they will comes along with this roller, and which are not attracted by the magnetic field, they will separate out, so they will fall down. So they are not attracted by this roller and they will fall down, and which are attracted by the magnetic field, they will come along with this magnetic roller. So this is the method, so which is based on their magnetic property. So this is generally used for iron ores. The next one is froth flotation. So froth flotation, so this is generally used for the sulfide ores. So for concentrating the sulfide ores, we will use the froth flotation process. So in this process, we will take ore and water, and also along with the ore, gangu particles are there, and along with that water, we will take oil. So here it is based on the differences in the wetting properties of the ore and gangu particles. So based on their wetting properties, we will separate them. So some are wetted by water and some are wetted by oil. So based on that difference, we will use this method. So with water and with oil. So here powdered ore will be taken along with water, and also it is added by the oil. So this oil is used to enhance the wettability of the ore particles. So this oil will be, so means ore particles will be wetted by oil, and the gangu particles will be wetted by the water. So here the oil generally used is pine oil or fatty acids. So like that examples are there. So in this oil will wet, so it mainly used to wet the mineral ore particles. And then along with this mixture, we will use froth stabilizers. So this will stabilize the froth formed by the air. So here the froth stabilizers are crisols and also aniline. So these are examples for froth stabilizers. And next, so these mineral particles are wetted by oil and gangu particles are wetted by water. Based on this difference, so we will separate them. So let us see the process. So here we will take the tank. So here this tank contain the water. So we will pour the ore mixture along with water and oil. So this paste we will do, so by adding water to the powdered ore, and also we will add some oil and stabilizers, froth stabilizers. So this mixture will be poured into like this. So and here in this mixture what is there, so here the sulfide ores are there. For example, these are sulfide ores, and these black things are gangu particles. So these sulfide ores are wetted by oil. So they will be wetted by oil, and these gangu particles are wetted by water. So means they will remain in the water here, and these wetted oil particles will come into the surface. So here we will pass some air to this mixture. So this air will do, so it is used for making the froth, so making these bubbles. So these bubbles carries the sulfide ore along with oil particles, so along with wetted by oil. So that oil and sulfide which are wetted by oil sulfide are comes along with the air bubbles to the surface. So this is the froth, and it contains sulfide ore and wetted by oil. And then gangu particles will remain in the water in the tank only. So these are wetted by water, that's why they remained in the tank. And these are separated into separate container, and also here this froth along with sulfide particles is separated into this container. So we can separate them based on their wetting properties. So this froth flotation is also, it is possible to separate two sulfide ores. So by adjusting properties of oil to proportion of oil to water, or by using depressants. So we can, at a time we can separate the two sulfide ores by using this froth flotation process. So we will take the proportion of oil and water in different proportion. So by taking in different proportion, so means some sulfide ores are wetted by more amount of oil, and some are wetted by less amount of oil. So based on that difference, we can separate at a time two sulfide ores, or by using depressants. So depressant means, so this, for example, zinc sulfide and lead sulfide, this is two ores, sulfide ores. We can separate by froth flotation by adding depressant. Here depressant is sodium cyanide. So this depressant, what it will do, so it will react one of this ore, and it comes along with froth. So for example, here sodium cyanide reacts with lead sulfide ore. So it allows lead sulfide to come with float. So it will float on the surface, and zinc sulfide remains in the tank. So this is example for froth flotation. So generally it is used to concentrate the sulfide ores.